Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep. With the greatest love songs of all time, right here on WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis, and of course, and Chicago, that is, and WRLL. What is that station? WRLN. That's the station, yes. Rayford Leonard Neal. I tell you, he tries so much to be like me. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, officially checking in with the greatest love songs of all time. Thank you so much for checking in. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you check us out on Facebook Live. That is, if you're not checking us out already. And we do this nightly. And we hope you enjoy what we do here on Bedtime Stories. Coming up in our last hour, we do a little thing we call foreplay. That's four songs by one of your favorite artists or groups, male or female. And that happens at the last hour of Bedtime Stories. All right, that's enough talking. I'm showing off because I got my voice back. Let's kick it off with the three tenors of soul: Russell Tompkins Jr., William Hart, and Ted the Wizard Mills. This is Too Much Heaven on Bedtime Stories. Just touch. It's a lot of unknown. It's such a beautiful thing. Coming up, Troy. I was just thinking about that song today. Not. In line. Good evening, Troy. Like you used to. Don't wanna lose you. Good evening, Ronnie. Good evening, good evening. How did I know to look down to see the comments? How about that? As you all can tell, I'm almost 100% back with my voice. It's getting there. Almost. Not quite, but almost. Good night. Not trying to rush it or anything, but would be nice. Would like to thank Kenesha Fox before she comes online. She made chicken and dumplings, of which she gave me a container full of them. And it was quite delicious. And they say chicken soup is like Jewish penicillin, so it kind of worked out. So, considering everything else that I've tried, so. Everything but the Jack Daniels and the Granddad and the tea. So everything, but that. You know. And of course, I still have tequila left. So, tequila will do in the pinch. I'm just not going to buy another alcohol just to get rid of the cold, only to have it in the house until the next cold. Not like somebody's going to come over here and drink some Granddad with me. I'm just saying. Also, she brought me some albuterol, which seems to be working, clearing my mucus out of my throat. So heroin works too. I am, but and you get addicted to it and all that stuff. And sometimes you overdose and die. So I'll leave that alone. Let you go before I let you go. Oh, and then back off a little bit. Thank you. If only if Ray Charles were here to tell me about it. That is blind Chicago's A Fluster. And before I let you go, right here on Bedtime Stories. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, just getting my voice back, almost back there at 100%. It's getting there. Anyway, um, everybody has a different cold remedy. A good friend of mine, he said, if you go to the doctor, he'll give you a prescription for, I think it was ampicillin or something like that, or amoxicillin. I was like, I don't know. Um, I could have been doing the vapor steam. Yeah, I just can't get my water hot enough to do the vapor steam. But I just make my bedroom just really, really, really hot. Turn on the space heater, the whole thing. So, yeah. But Granddad and what was the other one? Jack Daniels in some tea, and that ought to do it. Or, of course, the ever popular NyQuil, which already has like 8 to 12% alcohol in it as well. So I'm like, okay, you know, alcohol, alcohol, and alcohol. That's the only thing that's working. So amoxicillin, that would just kill it altogether. Unfortunately, can't get a prescription for that. I could. I was going to have a friend of mine write me a. I could just. Unfortunately, he didn't do that. So next time I go ask anyone for anything. That is my new motto in 2023. If I ask you and you can't do it, just say you can't do it. Don't give me a song and dance. Well, I'll let you know. No, don't let me know, please. Just yes or simple yes or no will do. Okay. Here's Stevie Wonder for your love. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories. Yeah, so one of my coworkers was like, that's your money maker. No, really? Hmm. No, I didn't know that. And I thought it was my feet that made my money. You know, and I'm an excellent dancer. I thought it was my twinkle toes that got me over. It's my golden coat. I will keep that in mind next time. And she said, your cold has been going on too long. I agree. But if you have you know, no suggestions, then shut up. You know, yeah, you should take some fresh ginger and, make some tea. Like, tried that too. I haven't got the tea with the ginger in it. Okay. I'm like, okay. And my thing is, everybody that I know has at least some pills in the cabinet that they, want to get rid of. mainly some amoxicillin, something that someone has given you for like a toothache or something like that. I'm sure you didn't take all of them. I'm just saying. But nothing like that. They're not going to work with their drugs because they really need them. Either that or because their name is on it, that they can't give it to me. Well, my name is on the bottle, and if something happens to you, it also says amoxicillin on the bottle too. So I take my chances. Two ought to get this cold done with. But as a friend of mine, he told me that. He said, "Oh man, you got a cold. That's wasting money." Okay, right, exactly. Put it in a plastic bag, and your name won't be on it. You know, I won't know what the expiration date is or anything. Like, oh my God, no. People have excuses. Just, you know, just crazy excuses. I'm like, really? Okay. Oh, I can't give you those. Oh, okay. Those are for my dad. Well, guess what? If it's for your dad and he's older, he can get more drugs. Yeah, Medicare and Medicaid. You know, all I need is two. He probably has a whole big bottle of them at home. Just give me two. Not talking about you, Ronnie. I'm just talking about, in general. The lady at work. I'm like, you got older parents. I know they got drugs. Okay. I know you can slip me a few, amoxicillins. They won't miss them, like unless they count them or something like that. When they're bored, they count their medication. You know, I don't know of anyone who takes their whole prescription until they're all gone. I don't know anyone who does that. So you only have pain pills, okay? Well, thank God I'm not in any pain. I mean, I have what's the blue ones? Yeah, that stuff. Aleve, naproxen. I have those, but I'm just in no pain. I just have no voice, and that pains me that I have no voice. I auditioned for this commercial today that's paying $20,000. I'm like, I don't believe it. I auditioned for it anyway. I'm like 20 grand. Ooh, Lord. Tylenol 600. Yeah, that just put me to sleep. That's all. Put me to bed and to sleep. You know, I will be feeling no pain whatsoever if I take those. 600 milligrams of Tylenol. Good Lord. It's enough to put a horse on his ass. I'm just saying. The naproxen, they're like 220 a piece. So I take three of those. It's like taking one Tylenol. So I took some earlier because I had a headache out of this world. I think it had something to do with the tequila I had. I know, right? I took some of his. See, and nothing happened, did it? Just because it had his name on the bottle, nothing happened to you. This amoxicillin is made especially for, don't matter whose name is on the bottle. It matters what name of the medication that's on the bottle. That's all. But yeah, it is what it is. So I'll continue with my tea regimen and the albuterol. I'll hit some more of that before I go to bed. So that seems to be working. So so right now I just sound like I'm hoarse, you know. But it is what it is. Use it for your migraine headaches. Oh yeah, that'll knock it right out. Yeah. Ronnie, when I was a kid, I used to get migraines all the time. I would get overly hyper, and that's when the migraines and the nosebleeds and the asthma. Yeah, I was just a sickly child. What's up, EJ? At this point, I'm willing to try anything to open up my lungs. Come on, Scotty. Scotty got hooked there for a minute. Love is where you find it. That is, of course, the Whispers, right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Ronnie, to Troy, and to Ezra, aka EJ. Thanks for checking into Bedtime Stories. Yes, I'm still a little hoarse. Does that make me a pony? Ha 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 ha. Anyway, I told that joke on my other show the other night when I was recording it. So hopefully that show will run tonight. Yeah, back to the B-sides. And then when I get off the air here, I'll do another B-side show. That way I'll be ahead and not the tail. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, still nursing this cold. I'm going to drink some more tea with, I got some lemon juice. They said the lemon juice is supposed to kill the phlegm. And what's the other stuff? What is that stuff? I forgot what was that quickly. When you're sick, you can't think. Corny dad jokes. Thank you. Yeah. It makes me a pony. But anyway, what was that stuff that somebody, not garlic, ginger, fresh ginger. I'm just about out of honey. I went through a whole jar of honey that I didn't even know I had in my cabinet in the kitchen. So that's all gone. And then the honey that they sell at the convenience store at work, they want $7 for it. I'm like, good Lord. The price of honey has gone up tremendously. Good grief. $7. So instead, I got a bottle of Rose's lime juice, sweetened. I'm like, okay, this will work. It's sweetened and it's lime instead of lemon. Yeah. Cutting corners. Yeah, downtown prices. They'll kill you. Here's Basic Black with my theme song, Special Kind of Fool. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories. Baby. I'm like $7 for a jar of honey that I can get from Aldi's for $3. All right, let me go make my tea with some ginger in it. Maybe I'll use the big cup. I can put ginger and Mary in it. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Mm. You I'm going to stop, but when I get off work, I go straight home. If I have nothing else to do, I go straight home. I don't want to even stop and do anything, talk to people, stop for gas, which I did last night or this morning at 2 o'clock when I left the gospel station, because I didn't want a repeat of Saturday morning. Here's what happened. My good friend, use that term loosely now, his name is Percy. So Percy he sounds like a mechanic, doesn't he? So he put a fuel pump in the van that I'm driving. He said, I have it calibrated, so when it says empty, it's empty. I said, oh, okay, cool. So when I got off work Friday night from Williams and Pizza, I went straight home. After leaving the gas station, I was like, do I want something to eat or do I want to get gas? So the car wouldn't start Saturday morning, but I had plenty to eat. I was like, dang it. So I missed the funeral Saturday morning. Of course, I called a couple of people, and one of those people was Percy. Man, I told you, man. Yeah, you told me. You told me. So now, can a brother get some gas? Well, I got some running around to do. I'll be over there by 1 o'clock. I said, okay, cool. 1 o'clock it is. So 1 o'clock came and left. And of course, 2 o'clock was rounding the corner. And I was like, okay. So before he got there, he sent me a text message. He said, can you send me $100? I said, gas is not that expensive, bro. I said, I don't have $100 to send you, sir. I have enough for the gas, which is probably about $25. He said, well, if you call a tow truck, I mean, I have a gas can, but I wouldn't use the gas that's in it because it's got 2-stroke oil in it. And I don't want to put that into the van because I don't know how that's going to work. But Ronnie, had I been thinking, you'd been the person to call. But, trying to extort me for $100. I'm like, bro, you're not a tow truck. You don't even have your truck anymore. You couldn't tow me if I was like, all I could think of is that song by Houdini. Friends, how many of us have them? Friends. People always used to ask me, don't you have friends in radio? I think Mike Love and the Diz, I think they're the only ones. Yeah. I think they're it. Yeah. Because we haven't slept with each other's girlfriends and or wives. Now, I don't know what they did back in the day, but, none of them, either one of them didn't sleep with my wife, or girlfriends or anything. Not that I know of, but, But $100 for $20 worth of gas. And he had a big can too. I was like, okay. I was like, okay. I said, how about I just send you $25 for the gas? How about that? So he brought the gas can. He called me. I'm downstairs putting the gas in. Okay, put the gas in the truck, van, SUV. I'll be down there in a minute. So I immediately got in the van, went to get a haircut, as you can see. Had to go all the way over east to get my haircut because everybody else, it's by appointment only. And that's around the house. That's in Inglewood. Appointment to get a haircut? I've been trying to make the same appointment since before Christmas at Leverette's on 79th and Morgan, right off of Morgan. They called me once. They said, oh, it's supposed to be a snowstorm the next day. Oh, okay. Never got a call back. I'm like, okay. Who does that? Appointments? Really? Okay. All right, I'm down with the appointments. Okay. Like, since when y'all started doing that? Oh, we started doing it around the pandemic, and it seems to have, worked for us. Because then, it's not a lot of people sitting around in the barber shop getting COVID. Most of them are older people. They're gonna get everything. I said, okay. I just can't see a 70, 80-year-old man making an appointment to go get a haircut when he's used to walking in there for the past 40, 50 years to the same barber. And on top of that, they only have one barber in the shop. The one I went to Saturday, they had several barbers in the shop. One of them was eyeing me down like he knew me or something or whatever. I was getting a little scared there for a minute, just a little bit. I was on the east side, so I could have made a phone call and, it would have been a vacant lot today. I'm like, I hate people staring me down when I'm, like, are you going to speak to me, bro, or what? Do you know me? Did I screw your wife or something? It's like, you just staring me down, like, just say, I know you. I think I know you. You look familiar. Bruh, what's your name? You just staring me down like, okay. Were discovered by Philip Bailey, I should say, of Earth, Wind, and Fire, that is Free Life, and wish you were here on Bedtime Stories. With the peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Thank you so much for joining us as always. I appreciate it. So I finally got a haircut. It only took me, let's see, I made an appointment right before Christmas. But then, of course, it got really, 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 really cold outside. So I was afraid to get a haircut because I didn't want to catch pneumonia. Instead, I caught a cold. So, this is like I guess the end of my cold. This is where I just sound like I'm a little hoarse. So that's fine. I'm not going to tell that joke again, Ronnie. Phony dad jokes, as you call them. But I feel better. I still feel kind of weak. So, which leads me to believe that was more than just a cold. It was probably cold/flu. But once again, I feel much better. Still a little weak. I still haven't climbed the steps at work, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Here's the first of two in a row from Blue Magic. This is Bedtime Stories. Trouble. Oh, he's back. Greg Beasley, what's going on? So, so Greg, what is your remedy for a cold? I mean, everybody's got one. Oh, fresh ginger. Okay, yeah. Uh huh. Ginger and tea and honey and lemon and yeah, all of that stuff. Yeah. Just be drunk as a skunk, but you'll feel a lot better. Won't get rid of your cold, but you'll be high as a kite, especially after that granddad. Alka Seltzer Plus. Somebody else said that. Okay. Elderberry and all of that stuff. I'm like, okay. Alka Seltzer Plus. So it actually works. Cuts the mucus and all that stuff. Well, on the next call, I will definitely get the Alka Seltzer Plus because right now it's like I just want my voice back. You know, I just want my voice back. Theraflu. I went, please. Theraflu was the first thing I took. I went through those like Jello shots. I mean, it's gone. You know, it's just that it's just lingering. Somebody told me once. This was a few years ago. They said try using peroxide, but don't use too much of it because you don't want to swallow a whole bunch of it. I'm like peroxide. Has anybody ever heard that before? Well, we'll make sure you're fully stocked. Okay. Has anybody ever, I tried that, almost gagged, you know, I think it did cut some of the phlegm though, but you know, because whatever it touches, it foams up. So, you know, and she said, I'm not for a cold. Okay. But hey, like I said, everybody for mouth rinse. Yeah. I mean, like I said, everybody's got a home remedy, and none of it has anything to do with um, anything off the counter at Walgreens. Now, a nice natural tonic would be to take 6 lemons, cut them in half, then boil them in water. Mix a glass with honey and a bunch of cayenne pepper. Okay, that's if I want to lose weight, but I'm just saying, you know, I get it, I get it, I get it. In the words of Spike Lee in Do the Right Thing, I got it, I'm gone. But we got to make sure this doesn't happen again. It happens once a year. I actually, get this severe cold and lose my voice. It happened a few years ago. This was when I was still at home. You know that place. Yeah. That place that Stephanie Mills sings about in The Wiz. I'm like, whoa. Mm-mm. Two in a row from Blue Magic. What's come over me? I know what's come over me. It's this doggone cold. I remember the first feeling of the cold was on that Thursday, like right before Christmas. I felt it coming on, but I pressed on. I went to work at, fully masked, everything. I'm like, okay, I'm going to start taking this medication or whatever, drinking the tea, the whole thing. And it seemed like I got sicker and sicker and sicker. So Friday night, of course, I went to DJ at Williams and Pizza. That's when it really hit me. Because at one point I put my head down and somebody was like, DJ, are you okay? I said, just a little tired. I've been working all day and my name's not DJ. But anyway, so that's what happened. I went home that Friday. They sent me home early. So I got a head start on some sleep. I slept all the way from Friday night when I got home until Sunday. Yeah. Sometimes your body has a way of telling you, you need to lay down, you need to sit down, you need to get down. And that was it. So 2 weeks later, I'm still a little, a little weak, like I said, but I'm getting my voice back. So I'm happy about that. Anyway, a few years ago, Isaac Hayes made this album called Joy. The title tune was 15 minutes long. 15 minutes. Yeah, I guess he was trying to recreate what he did with By the Time I Get to Phoenix on the Hot Buttered Soul album. Well, this was probably the shortest song on the whole album, Joy. This is called The Feeling Keeps On Coming. Isaac Lee Hayes Jr. on Bedtime Stories. Mother Nature must be doing her thing. I love this song. Got to go get my tea. Her body seems to have burst into flame. All right, I got the lemon. I have the ginger. The ginger actually is in the tea, and then I have a little, thing of ginger. So sprinkle some of that over there. So I should be all right by the weekend. That's what I said last weekend, right? I should be okay by the weekend. I should have my voice back. You know. I was gonna try that steam idea, but my hot water doesn't get hot enough. I just stand in the shower. Yeah. So, but once again, it's getting there. Had to go up the block to get myself a strawberry pop. All right. All right, Troy. Uh, you're not here. All night. 'Cause it's so good. Mm-mm. Oh yeah, that's nice and hot. I think I broke my tongue. So I'm going to attempt to clean my refrigerator this weekend, which is something I have not been able to do. I still have, don't hate me, Thanksgiving dinner still left over, and I will not eat it. I will not, I promise you, I won't eat it. But it's got to be bagged up and thrown away because now the refrigerator is just full of stuff. You green macaroni and cheese, furry turkey, the whole thing. It's like, ah. So everything will be cool. Everything's gonna be groovy, man. Yeah, baby, groovy. I think I cough so much, um, my belly button is sticking out. Could it be that I have a hernia now from coughing so hard and so much? I know you all like, when are you going to stop complaining, Al? It's like you're still alive, though. Yeah, that's the great thing about it. I get to live past this. I've decided this year that I was going to do my taxes on time. I'm not expecting a refund, though, because I got a refund last time. So I know, because I owe about $1,800. So we'll see if I can still get that stimulus. No, no stimulus. Oh, yeah, a little late for that, right? Yeah, yeah. Don't forget to share the live video on your page, please, and thank you. So make it look like a whole bunch of people are looking at me. I don't know why, but you know. DJ Carl Dobbins, what's going on, sir? Right on. Yes, sir, DJ Carl Dobbins. My pastor has not called back with a price, and I lost Melvin's number. But if you have Jim Shoe's number, text me his number. I'll call him, and he'll call Melvin, and then we'll get a price for you. But I believe it's only $500 for up to 5 hours, so $100 an hour. So watching Enter the Dragon, seeing what I missed. Okay, you're watching a movie that came out 40 years ago. Okay. I don't think you missed anything. He doesn't know I spoke with him. Okay. Well, we're back at square one again. So hopefully I'll see him this Sunday. But I do believe it's $500. I mean, don't quote me on that, but it's a church. I don't think they were charging an exorbitant amount of money for people to just have a party there. You know, whether it be a wedding reception, a birthday party, or they have bridal showers down in the basement. So, you know, and I heard they have stepper sets in the basement. It's not too far fetched. I mean, considering, you know, what was that Saint Albee's used to have parties all the time. Of course, Saint Sabina, they rent out their hall, so but they want an exuberant amount of money. It's like, all right, Father Mike. Yeah, they want stupid money. I'm like, dang, Father Mike. Give a brother a break. Good Lord. I know, right? Yep, he used to do St. Elizabeth and what was the other one? It was St. Elizabeth and the one not far from our church on 99th, St. Margaret's. Yeah. Yeah. St. Margaret used to be jumping back in the day. Joe Ferguson used to give parties there. I'd never seen his setup. I'm like, he DJ'd with cassettes. He had these little Radio Shack cassette players, and all his music was on a cassette. I'm like, wouldn't that be difficult to find unless there's maybe two, maybe three songs on each cassette? Yeah. I was like, wow. Yep, St. Margaret's. That was on Troop, 99th and Troop. Yeah. So these days it's St. Ethelrita's over on 87th and yeah, 2 blocks west of Ashland. I know, right? Never could understand that. Barry White, before that, Isaac Hayes. And the feeling keeps on coming. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers where we put you to bed, but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. I remember a long time ago, I had a cold, right? And they had this, I don't know if they still sell it. It's called Rock and Rye. And I would, drink a little bit of it. And the more I would drink, the better I would sound, if I lost my voice or whatever. And I don't know if they still make that stuff. Rock and Rye is what it's called. And it worked. The main thing that used to work was, of course, Father's John, Black Jaw, and 3 6s. But you can't find it in the store anymore. You have to ask for it. It's like it's behind the counter, like with the real medications, because it really gets rid of your cold. The other ones just get rid of the symptoms. So you think you're okay, but the cold is still in you. It's crazy. Anyway, Bedtime Stories is sponsored by our good friends over at Grubhub. Cod liver oil. Mm, 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 mm. Grubhub is a proud sponsor of Bedtime Stories on WOST Radio DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis in Chicago, bigsradio.com, and WRLN, which is a radio station. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, and still trying to get that cold remedy that's going to work. Cod liver oil, I don't know if they even sell that anymore. I didn't see any cod liver oil. Maybe I was in the wrong aisle because cod liver oil was the actual ingredient in Father's John, and it worked. It worked 9 times out of 10. It worked. Anyway, I'm willing to try anything at this point. It's your peanut. That sounded kind of desperate. I don't know. Anything. Come on, Bill Withers. They do. They got a big bottle. I didn't see it because otherwise I'd have just got the cod liver oil and been done with it. I'd have been all right then. Pamela Seahawkins. Good evening, little hustler. How are you? I see you took my advice and got some sleep, huh? That might be waiting for you, sweetheart. It's going to be waiting for you. Sometimes you just, like I was just saying, your body has a way of telling you to sit down, lay down, get down. And that's just it. You know, you can't be all to everybody. You just can't. If you're not all to yourself, then you can't be all to anybody else. So that's it. That's the story. If you don't take care of yourself, then you're no good to anybody else. Point blank. End of story. So sometimes you just have to rest. You know, take a day to yourself. Me, I had 3 days to myself. Well, actually, 2 days and a night, and ended up going to work Sunday night. Thought I was gonna relapse, but I was wrapped up like a mummy. No air touched me. Yep, Ronnie, I'm telling you, you know, people have died from exhaustion, whether it be heat exhaustion or just plain exhausted. Sometimes you just say, look, you know, like my boss at work, they told him to take the rest of the week off. I'm like, gee, thanks. There's no one else to work. It's just me and him. So, but out of the two of us, he works the hardest. And, he's the program director, technical director of 3 shows. So, yeah, he deserves it, you know. But sometimes you don't know if you're coming or going. You don't know if you're coming or going sometimes. Ronnie said I had my new pajamas on and didn't move all weekend. That's cool. A few years ago, someone bought me some pajamas, one of those one pieces, onesies, and I still haven't gotten it. Still, I'm sure they gave it to somebody, so I'm not gonna sweat it. I am not going to sweat it. Not at all. It is what it is. Dyeing up my own onesie and sleeping in it. You know, maybe that's what I need to sweat. You know, what's up? It's the sister Teresa. What's going on? Happy New Year again. Yeah, Happy New Year. Still sitting up here drinking this tea, trying to kill this cold. It just won't die. I am good. I'm good. Oh wow, that's what I had on no further than the bed or the couch. Yeah. Yep. The onesies they'll keep you warm. You know, you got the feet and everything else. You know, plus you don't have to take the whole thing off. You know, if they got the old fashioned ones with the flap in the back, you just open the flap up and sit on the toilet. And, swing your little legs. So, but anyway, I'm good, Sister Teresa. How are you? I'm cruising into 23, the year of the Jordans. That's what everybody's calling it, the year of the Jordans. I'm like, what does Michael Jordan got to do with this? Nothing. Not a thing. Not a thing. I'm glad you're good. You know, say hello to Pam Hawkins. She's on here too, Teresa. She said, "Oh my God, Teresa looks just like her mother." Uh, mm, yep, I had to tell Pam to go somewhere and sit down. She was Ubering and lift up a storm. I'm like, it does you no good. You think you're just driving? It's a lot of wear and tear on you, the car, and and everybody involved. So sometimes, Pam, you just gotta, take a day off from driving. You know, I'm sure you got it down to a science, but at some point you just gotta say, hey, I'm gonna sat down. You know, 'Cause nobody's gonna take care of you better than you take care of yourself. My mom is gone, so I got to do it all by myself now. Yeah, that's right, Ronnie. You can't make all the money. You just can't. Just thought I would sneak that one in there. Huey Lewis and Gwyneth Paltrow and their version of Cruising, right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Thank you so much for joining us, as always. I appreciate you. The sister Teresa, of course, and Pam Hawkins, aka the Lift Lady. She's taking a night off tonight. I said, sweetheart, you can't make all the money. I mean, because the site sharing booming. It is booming like crazy. Um, Before I got the van back, I was lifting my butt off, you know. I mean, I would go to the app and be like, where are you going, Al? I'm like, I'm going back to bed. That's what I'm doing. You know, got a whole list of people from the first time I started riding in lifts until now. I'm like, I got a list of people that pictures and I'm like, wow, that is crazy. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, and the Intruders. And I just want to know your name on Bedtime Stories. DoorDash. I didn't think that radiator was on. Mm. DoorDash or Instacart. What'd you say, Chloe? Next time, turn the mic off so we can't hear you flush. Oh, okay. I thought I had it off. Anyway. Mm-mm. That's a good old mic, ain't it? It picked up all of that. The zipping of the pants and everything. Your name, I want to know. I want to know. All right, Pastor Handy. Did you get that information for me, Pastor Handy? I need to pass it on to the gentleman who love you, Mr. Carl Dines. He's looking to rent out the basement of the church, or the lower level. It's not a basement. It's, the lower level of the church. So, how are you this evening, Pastor? We were talking about Reverend Meeks earlier this afternoon, and we were saying he has such a large congregation that he doesn't know all of his members personally. And I'm like, wow, that's the difference between having a mega church and you not knowing anybody, and having a big church but with just a few people and you know everybody. It's like one of the talk show hosts, his name is Atiba Buchanan, he was saying he saw Reverend Meeks. He was a member of the church, but he said he never met him. I'm like, they said some pastors that you make a appointment to see them. An appointment? Hmm. See, I know how to get my pastor. I just get in the car with him and go play golf. See, that's Mhm. Yeah. But I can't believe that. It's like most pastors, with these mega churches, they don't know their members, and that's sad. You know, they don't know them. Those right. Those are the consequences. You know, he's been there. Your brother's a pastor, Pam? What church you go to, Ronnie? I'm sorry. I just, I don't. I don't see why they wouldn't have a relationship. I'm not. I'm not saying. He was also talking about Smokey Norfolk. He said Smokey's a pastor of a church, and people want to cook for the pastor, invite him over, to have dinner and everything else, and he just can't. If he has a mega church with a lot of members, and it's almost impossible. 365 days a year. Yeah, he could if he's got that many members. If you got like 300 members, then you know you can come over their house at least. Do one house a day or whatever. Third Baptist, and then on the west side. But that's just it. You couldn't possibly get to know your pastor on a one-on-one basis. Now, I remember when I got married the first time. Pastor Handy, of course, married my wife and I. And, we went over his house, and, we went to marriage counseling and all of that stuff, which she didn't want to go to. She felt that, 95th and Ashland. Oh, that one. Okay. All right. Was it Holly Wood? Yeah, she felt like she didn't have to go to counseling, that it was all on me. I was the one that needed to go to counseling. I remember one of our last counseling sessions. She ran out. She ran out of the counseling session. She was like, I can't do this. Pastor Handy married us anyway. This will never happen again. Never say never, never. So, of course, a few years later, I got married again. This time, her pastor married us. So that's near my grandson's grandparents' house. Okay. Third Baptist. Yep, but as much as I hate being by myself, I don't think I'm going to get married. Not at this point. It was you all desired to get married. Um, I think I wanted to get married more than she did. She had already been married once. Now, me, I'd never been married before, so I didn't know what to expect. Um, I didn't know her that well, so I was just going on assumptions. You know, they say um, you never know a person until after you've said "I do" to that person. Then their representative bill comes out. Well, my wife and I, my first wife and I, we um, we split up 3 months after getting married, and I tried almost for a year to get back with her. First of all, I was embarrassed. I was blinded by love. I know, right? You can say that again, Pastor. I was blinded. So cute, the cute big girl. That's what everybody saying. She a cute big girl. I'm like, why can't she just be a cute girl? She's a cute big girl, you know. But right, I was in too much of a rush to jump in. I always said by the time I hit 50, I'm going to get married, and I did. I did. Did it last? No. Phyllis Hyman, and I'm truly yours, right here on Bedtime Stories. The show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed, but never to sleep, with the greatest love songs of all time. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to my pastor, Tyrone Handy. Thank you so much, Tyrone Handy Sr., that is, who brings the word every Sunday at Build Up 99th and Winston inside of the Zion Lutheran Church. That's every Sunday at 4:05. So come on down and see what he's talking about. He always has a word. He really does. He always has a word. It keeps me awake too. Pam Hawkins said, I will never get married. Pam, never say never. You never know. I said that the first time I got married. I said I would never do this again. As we stood in the, uh, where were we? As we stood in the currency exchange. I drew the papers up and I did this and I did. I've done this before. I know what I'm doing. I'm like, yeah, you know what you're doing, all right. Yeah. Pushing me away, putting a bad taste in my mouth about ever getting married again. But I did it again. Oops, I did it again. Of course, that didn't work either. So Glow said, I will wait for God to send him my way. All right. I ain't mad at you. Carl Dalman says, I believe I know your pastor being a PK. If you're involved in your church, you have the opportunity to meet your pastor. Silent bench members meets nobody. My thing is to get involved in your church. Pam said, I was almost married to my son's father in 2017, and he went back to prison. I see why you wouldn't get married. I understand that. Yeah, that would put a bad taste in my mouth too, I swear. Ooh, back to prison. That's not good at all. Whew. Here's Friends of Distinction and Going in Circles on Bedtime Stories. Wow. Went back to prison. Mm. That's not good. Nope, no good. You keep freezing up and having a reverb. Or okay, that's probably because you're watching me on Facebook. I guess people keep texting me on Facebook. Yeah, I should be good now. Let me refresh it. That ought to do it. There we go. I had to refresh it there. It should be good now. Miss Walker, what's going on? So one time I was on my phone, right? I was waiting for a tow truck. So I got in a flat. This is when I still had the truck. And somebody called the police on me. They thought I was in the truck dead because I had my head down. They thought I was dead. I'm like, wow, crazy. Mm-mm. Baby. All right, don't forget to share the live video page. All right, Tyrone Henry, for him coming soon. I'm glad I don't have to get up that early anymore. Pam said he didn't stay out of prison for not even a year. What did he go back for, Pam? DJ Carl Dobbin said, waiting on my mic from New York. You know who? I found my USB mic from day one of internet radio and got a crazy musical schedule for my shows. Can't wait. Okay, cool. All right, Pastor Handy, take care. Say. Pam said, I don't want to say. I don't blame you. But do feel like video. It says like, comment, and share. Just hit share um, at the bottom of the video. I appreciate that. But Pam, I'm sorry to hear that. I really am. Went back. Hmm, wow, that is that's not good. That's not good at all. Thank you, Pastor Handy. Appreciate you as always. And if you have any stuff you want to get rid of in your closet, 'cause he got like all new wardrobes and stuff. He dressing like he 20 20 some years. I'm like, I got the suits in the closet. So anything else you want to get rid of, let me know. All right. Mm-mm. Why are you freezing? Did you reset your StreamYard? Yes, I. No, I didn't touch the StreamYard, but I reset Facebook because StreamYard is um, feeding Facebook. That is weird. Pam said, I'm staying single. Okay, I hear you. I mean, no, nobody knows better than I do. Yep, I'm hardwired tonight. I'm not even using Wi Fi, it's hardwired. Hardwired, baby. Pam said, I'm staying single. What about me? A few years ago, Luther did an album called Songs, and those songs were remakes that he'd already been doing, but he made an entire album of nothing but remakes. That was one of them. Of course, we heard the original by Friends of Distinction and the remake by Luther Vandross that is going in circles right here on Bedtime Stories with the peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, coming up in about 27 minutes or so. It's time for play. And it's an artist or group that I haven't done ever. You might want to stay tuned. And lady, oh lady, say hello. Pam said, I'm saying, okay. Mm-mm. Well, sweetheart, I can't even blame you. I can't even blame you. You keep that door open for me. Oh, you better stop, girl. I said the next girl I'm gonna get, I'm gonna spoil her. I'm gonna spoil her. Yeah. So, but I hear you. I understand totally. You know, I said I wasn't gonna get married again. I had people. You know, when I was ready to get people telling different stories, and those stories were, man, I got two phones. I got one for my girlfriend. Oh, okay, man, I don't let my wife know what my girlfriend's doing, and my girlfriend uh, don't know what my wife's doing. Oh, so in other words, nobody gave me any positive, um, constructive criticism. Nobody gave me any great advice. It was advice, but it was like, man, I keep two phones. I got two phones and two cars. One is a sport, a soccer, and I'm, you know, he said, I, you're leading a double life. Is that what you're saying? You got your girlfriend over here, and you whining and dining her, and picking her up in the drop top Corvette, and then Sundays you can voice, or on Saturdays taking them to baseball in the van. I'm like, oh, okay. I got some advice. Uh, can we have caffeine first? No, no more caffeine for you. That is that. See, is that caffeine, that nicotine level? That's that combination. You be snapping off on folks, but didn't nobody give me any great advice on marriage. They never said how great it was. They said, "Oh, it was good when I first got married." I'm like, "How long have you been married?" "Oh, I've been married to the same woman for over 30 years." I said, "So if it's bad, why do you stay married?" He said, "For the sake of the kids." And I don't know if you remember that song that Johnny Taylor made, "The Keeper." Yeah. One of them said, "I like living." I said, he said, every time, I leave my house and go to my girlfriend's house. Oh, okay. When I need to get away, when she says get out, I do. I get out. But she's never asked me for a divorce. I'm like, wow, sounds familiar. I dated this other young lady. Her name was Jackie. Jackie's parents never divorced. Never. She said they didn't believe in it. I said, but your parents are not together. What is there not to believe in? What is there not to believe in? The sanctity of marriage? Is that or the fact that if you if you break up, then that's it? I'm like, kind of like having your cake and eat it too, right? So when the girlfriend pisses you off, you go back home to the wife. When she pisses you off, or to the girlfriend's house. Okay, I got it. I got it. I'm good. I'm gone. In the words of Spike Lee. Okay, cool. I guess that's how you do it. Or you just take the van and sleep in it when the both of them make you mad at the same time. You just sleep in the van. One nice condition vans with the bed in the back. And you ain't got to worry about either one of them, right? Like, well, up by the house somewhere or whatever and get a good night's sleep. Leave that sucker running so you stay warm all night. I'm just saying. Lunch is not in a garage. You want to you'll wake up dead. No, you just won't wake up. Like the old school folk follow and believe today no boundaries. It's like a piss me off. It's over. Yeah, I know that's right, and that's different. The young folks have, that whole divorce thing to fall back on. Oh, I can always get divorced. Oh, I can always get it annulled after a few days if I don't want to be married to this. Like, wow, okay. So that's it. It's almost instant. These people today, it's a total different thing. Back in the day, folks stayed married, period. They stayed married. Folks stayed married. Till death do you part. I don't care if you piss me off or not. We staying married. And that's it. You're not getting out of this. And see, with me, I never cheated on my wife. Never cheated on my wife. Well, it was that time that when I moved out and moved in with somebody else. But that was years afterwards. Man, I wouldn't touch another woman. I wouldn't look at another woman. Your mom was married twice. So was I. So was I. I thought it was better to be married than to be just out there. But I found out there was nothing wrong with being out there, as long as out there was just with one person. That was a different story. Out there, hopping from bed to bed. That's not me anymore. That stuff got old quick. Well, not quick enough. While everybody in my class, or classes, I should say, they were all getting married out of high school. I was like, oh no, I don't think I can get married that young. And most of them, are married to their new wives now, but they got 40-year-old kids. So how long did they stay? Long enough to get a 40-year-old kid. Your name. That is Frederick and Gentle right here on Bedtime Stories. With your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, just 16 minutes away from foreplay right now. Yeah. Troy said Al couldn't have gotten married that young. Gay unions weren't legal yet. You should know Troy. But anyway. Plus, Troy was at my first wedding anyway. So, Lori said ours is 36. Herb is 36. Good Lord. Where did the time go? I just remember anyway. Good grief. Thank you, Lori. Now you've made me feel older than I felt a few hours ago. But 62, 62 these days is not old. I plan to stay here a little bit longer. I still have my membership over at Planet Fitness, so I plan to use it. 36 years old. Don't tell me no stuff like that. Here's Eddie Kendricks on Bedtime Stories. 36 years old. Good Lord. Thanks, Lori. I'm going to close the door this time, Glow. 'He's back. Oh, school night for your son. All right. Have you spoken to AW? No, sir, I have not. Pam, get some sleep. All right. Don't go out hustling tonight. Stay in the bed. Well, stay in the house. Your body is probably conditioned to be going out, so or to being up. So yeah. So get some sleep, or at least try to. And thanks, Lori. Yeah, thanks for making me feel old today. I know, right? Carl Dobbins, I haven't spoken to AW yet. I suppose I'll be speaking to him before the end of the week so that we can get you on. Go to bed, Lori. Go to bed. Mm-mm. 36 years old. Good Lord. School night. That's right. You got to get him up and get on the bus tomorrow. 36. Good Lord. Where did the time go? I tell you. Mm-mm. So at work today, one of our talk show hostesses stepped down. Of course, we all knew what was going on because she had announced her candidacy. I can't say it. Candidacy. She's running for alderman of her own ward, and her name is Kimberly Ogoin. I knew it was coming, but how many people know when you know it's coming, it's okay, but when it's finally there, it's like, and I hate to use this analogy, but it's like death. When you know somebody's about to die, it's like it's just really, breathe. But we all knew that she was going to step down. We just didn't know when. She waited for Atiba Buchanan to come back and be almost 100% well so that we could find a replacement. But I was like, oh, wow. When she announced it, I was just stone faced. I'm like, Slick Vic. I was just, you know, I had given her something to read to do a commercial, and I wanted to throw it at her, but I was like, no, I'm not like that. I mean, it was my emotions were running rampant. They just were. I was happy for her because that's what she wanted to do. I was sad that she was leaving. I was angry that she announced that she was leaving. All of that. Latanya Lynn, what's going on, Lips? You know, if she don't win, she may come back. True. I mean, the door will always be open. You a Capricorn, you little Ruth. Thank you, sweetheart. You off work tonight? Oh, well, bring your. I'm sorry. Well, enjoy your night off, Latanya. My address is anyway. Shoot, I was gonna say, so you off from all your jobs, huh? You hustler like me. You're welcome. That's not fair. You just don't know. Phyllis Hyman, right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Alan Greer. Hello to my daughter Brianna. She's like, you a Capricorn, you a little rude. I said, well, your mother's a Capricorn. Anyway, hello to Latanya Lynn Garrett, who has, and I'll say this, I'll probably embarrass her by saying, she has like the perfect lips, fellas. You know, it's like when I see her, I just want to just walk up to her and just, you know, she probably slapped the crap out of me, but I'm just saying. Um, she's off work tonight. So you have nothing to do, huh, Latanya? I got some Netflix over here. We can Netflix and chill. You bring the popcorn, and I will provide the Netflix. Yeah, right. In my dreams, right? Come get me, baby. 64 anyway. Here's Whitney. I know you are, and I don't blame you. I don't blame you. You know, everybody. What? What, Bree? I'm single. I'm just trying to mingle. That's all. Mm-mm. Yes, I am bad. Yes. Mm-mm. So you acting up, girl? Please. I'm just trying to get some company. You know, I ain't had no company, and I don't know when. And that's no lie. For me, not to have company, but you say, Lori, terrible. That is, and Lori knows me from back in the day, so you know that ain't me. You know that is not me. I'm like, and Vic knows me too. Vic was the one that hooked me up with this young lady in Gary, and she shut all of that stuff down. She shut it down. I had to turn in my player card. Yep. Good night, daughter. I had to turn in my player card. I was like, man. I said, hey, baby. She said, excuse me. She said, you had to get out of the car if you want to talk to me. I'm like, who is that? Oh, okay. All right. That's the aura. I got out of the car too. And the aura laid down the law. She said, look, I'm going to the army next week. What you want to do? Everything. I want to go to the movies. I want to go to dinner. I want to go to the motel. I want to. She's like, you kind of. I said, you said I got a week. So I'm going to try to cram all of that into a week. All of that. And then some. And then she left. Sent me pictures of her from the barracks in a blue negligee. I was like, dang. You can see them white stone walls in the background. Anyway. But yeah, Lori, I'm just chilling, recharging. Robert's Motel. Oh, Preston, you didn't go there, did you? Man, I I'm almost embarrassed to say this. Remember Robert's 500 room? Well, there was a Robert's Motel right next door or in the back, and I was at that hotel before they tore it down. Yep, Robert's Motel. I was there the last night that they were open. The next day they mowed everything down. Robert's 500 room. The only motel is still standing is one on King Drive. Of course, Robert's showroom was is now a church. Wow, sure they had to put a lot of holy water on that ground. It was a roller rink. It was still owned by Mr. Roberts, Herman Roberts, and that was it. After that, I was like, wow, that was my guy. I had an office inside Robert's Motel. I had an office. What did I do? DJ had an office in there. I'm ready. I'm willing, and I'm able. Whitney Houston, just the lonely talking again. Originally done by the Manhattans right here on Bedtime Stories. It's time for foreplay, but before we do that, we're talking about Preston said Robert's Motel. He said, you went way back, Preston. There was a hotel on 51st and King Drive. I think Mr. Roberts owned that whole block. The only thing that's still standing is the church. The church was a roller rink. And yeah, they had one in Gary on 12 and 20. My mom worked there. A lot of great acts played there in the 70s. Man, y'all bringing back memories. Motels and hotels. Anyway, before we talk about that some more, let's do the Grubhub delivery dance, shall we?
Get the food you love with perks from Grub. What you love.
Force MDs. Oh, I just gave it away, darn it. Well, hopefully everybody didn't hear me. It is time for foreplay. These gentlemen don't know much about them, but I did see them on an episode of Unsung. They're from Staten Island, New York. They have hip hop roots. They started out as rappers, but they turned into singers. What do you want? Some White Castles? That would be fine, Lori. Thank you. But anyway, White Castles and Netflix. They are known for songs like Tender Love, Tears, Here I Go Again. They were formed in 1981. They were like a throwback to the 50s in their outfits, but man, could they sing? Could they sing? Here's Force MDs for the first time in foreplay. He's back. Herman Roberts was the nicest guy that I had ever met. Herman Roberts was to say he was a nice guy is an understatement, you know. To say he was a nice guy, he was the one of the best guys ever. Herman Roberts and I sat down and he pulled out photo album after photo album and showed me pictures of everybody who had ever performed at Roberts Show Lounge. Zanzibar, yes. I was like, he showed me pictures of, he said, you know who that is? I said, yeah, that's George Kirby. You know who that is? That's Red Fox, and so on and so forth. That's Slappy White. That's Mom's Mabley. They all performed for him. He knew them all personally. Herman was that guy. He was that guy. And Carl Dobbins can tell you, he kept a pocket full of money, and nobody ever tried to rob him. He was, and I hate to say this because I know Lisa Ray sometimes listens to me. She was the anti Ray McCoy. Ray was a gangster to his heart. Herman, if he was a gangster, you didn't know it because he didn't portray that image. But he had pictures after picture after picture of people who were in the business. You know, people who were, you know, I mean, great people. Lori, were you serious about the White Castles? Because you know me. You know me. Mm-mm. Yep. Yeah. Hello, sir. Checking in to say, love you and appreciate you, sir. Well, thank you, son. I appreciate you too as well. Thank you. You know, I keep saying you got me out of a jam. You know, you got me out of a jam for real. And I really appreciate you. I really do. You need me to do anything? I can't think of anything right now. I can't, you know, I can't think of anything. You know, you just keep working and stay out of trouble. That's what I need you to do. You know, I need you to keep doing what you're doing. Keep working. You know, stay out of trouble. You know, well, you can't get in any trouble now because Big House is gone, so you can't get in no trouble. All right, I love you too, man. Take care. Take care. Be cool. Mm-hmm. I know, right? Yeah. But I had tonight. I got a text message from one of my former students at Kennedy King, and I was like, he said he needed some money to get home in a Lyft or Uber. I was like, I wish I could. I just paid my rent and light bill. I'm through, and the phone bill. So I know. Rest his soul. I know, right? But as much as I want to, send people money, it's like sometimes I have to pick and choose. Like, you know, okay, who gets the money? So it's usually the children first. You know, my sons or my daughter. That's it. Anybody else? Mm-mm. Yep, I know. Rest. I can't. You can't squeeze no money out of me. Sorry, that it ain't gonna work. You know. Well, they say you can't get blood out of a turnip. I lucked up. No, I take that back. I got blessed, and I paid my rent. I looked down at my phone, looked at my account. I was like, okay, let me send this money to my landlords right now. And I did, and I felt good about it. I was broke. I was $860, but I was like, I get to stay here another month. So yep. So yeah. I said, bro, I can't send you no money. I'm sorry. I had to pay rent, phone bill, light bill. Broke. Yeah. That's right, Lori. Had to do that first before anything else. Gotta have the lights on, gotta have the internet rolling, gotta have the phone on. That's it. So, yep, just like that. Feedback. Ugh. I know, right? But see, that's different. You know, we give each other money. This is a gentleman that I have not seen in years. And all of a sudden he sends me a text message, I'm stranded. Can you send me some money? I'm like, bro, maybe if you called me a week ago and was stranded, I would have hooked you up. But and it's after Christmas, bro. Sorry, right? You burn up. You burnt up. You know, I mean, it's different. You and me, Carl. It's like you give me money, I give it right back to you. You know, but it's like this guy gonna text me out of the blue. You know, just out of the blue. I need some money. It's like, yeah, you do, bro. I can't help you. I had to send my son money today so he could get home. Everybody's stranded, you know. But that's the way it goes sometimes. That's just the way it goes. I'm sorry, I can't as much as I want to, because I want to help everybody. I just do. That's just me. Yep, times are hard right now, you know, and you can't help everybody. I've realized that. I was told that by a pastor of a church, not my pastor either. She's my former landlord. I was like, I can't, you know, I can't hit everybody up that hits me up. I can't break them off. I can't. I just, you know, as much as I'd like to, and believe me, I'd like, you know, and my thing is, if I could help somebody, then my living wasn't in vain. If I could just help somebody, but it's always, and then you don't hear from them no more. Once you've sent them the money, Zelle, PayPal, Cash App, whatever. Once you've sent them that money, you don't hear from them anymore. They'll send you a text, I appreciate it. Yeah, but how much? I need a bed frame put together here at the crib. I need some pictures hung up on my wall at the crib. Show your appreciation, by helping me out. You know, you have to help you because if you're not okay, how can you help someone else? You're right. You're absolutely right, baby mama. You're absolutely right. And it's like, I can't help you. You know, and I always said when I got money, I was going to help people, and I was never going to be broke again. It's time for me to go back to being stingy, or not stingy, but selective of who I give my money to, and that's it. Can't be everybody. Yep. Can't be all to everybody. The answer is no. I can't help you. And I wonder, was I his first choice? You'll be broke again trying to help everyone else. I know that's right. DJ Carl, yes, sir. That has got to be one of the most beautiful love songs I've ever heard. Tender Love, written by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis from the album Crush Groove. Tender Love, wrapping up 4 in a row from the Force MDs for the first time. I didn't realize until I saw their Unsung how deeply talented they were. They were so talented. They were so young. They could sing, they could dance, and, in some cases, they were rivals to New Edition. Yes, they could go toe to toe with New Edition. Yeah, New Edition kind of hated to see them coming sometimes because they were that good. You know, they could harmonize better than them and sing at the same time. That's right. Force MDs. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories. I don't play this enough. Here's Pure Soul. It must be love. Holla back, DJ Carl Dobbins. I know y'all probably say, he always eating. This is one of those frozen dinners. It's like um, roasted chicken in this kind of tomato basil sauce with rice. It's good too. Takes like 4 minutes to warm up. Hmm. Yeah. Thank you to Kanisha Fox. She said, "You'll love these." I'm like, okay. Yeah, those frozen dinners are getting better and better. I tell you. You know, those hungry man days are over with. They got the real deal. Yeah. Yep. These help in a pinch, boy. I ain't got no money. Oh man. Like right now, I got a whole $5 bill. Ain't no joke. $5. I can't get my money out the bank. John Caldwell, because both of my bank cards have been suspended due to fraudulent charges made on my account. So there ain't nothing I can do. I can go to the money and withdraw. I go to the bank, that is, and withdraw the money. I can't even use my bank card. It's dead. They said destroy it. Okay. Yes, I am. I am doing better. Thank you. But I got money in the bank, but I can't get it out. You know, someone sent me money the other day. I can't get it out. Can't go to the ATM. I can't get it out. I got $5 to my name, and that's no joke. And I'm not saying that to, you know, get no sympathy or anything. Cash out, that card got canceled too. I'm like, okay. So I am over here with $5. Five $5. $5. There's so much fraud going on out there. Man, they went on a charging spree. They charged me $425 twice. The wedding knot or something like that. I'm like, not. Mm-mm. I had a nice long conversation with these people, and they were saying, well, we can guarantee you business. Whatever you're charging, you're not charging enough. I was like, okay. So I fell for it. And they were taking money every month out of my account. And I wasn't getting near a gig. They send me a lead for a gig. It's like, you ain't getting that gig. That gig is going to the white boys. So that was it. So I cut them off. Cut them off. So I had to wait for my new card to come in. I mean, I thought they were legit and everything. Got a website. It's like, they're just taking your money. Just taking it. I said, I can advertise myself and get gigs. Thank you very much. I'm a celebrity. I'll just tell people that I DJ. I'm like, dang, they charged me twice. $425 twice. Mm-mm. Yeah, they look real professional. Yeah, taking my money. Mm-hmm. I'm like, no more. Y'all got me once, you got me twice. I'm done. I'm out of here. Mm-hmm. Professional scammers. You got that right. I guess they thought I was balling or something. They thought I was super jock or whatever. And to see. Mm-mm-mm. Dream. She was the first Black Miss America, and of course, you know the rest. But out of all of the Miss Americas that they've ever had, Vanessa was the most popular of all of them. Suzette Charles, she was a close second, but Vanessa, mm, even with scandal, she still overcame that. She stepped down as Miss America. She went on to sing, she went on to act. You know, there was no stopping her. And gorgeous on top of that. You know, married to Rick Fox at one time. I ain't mad at you, sweetheart. Vanessa Williams on Bedtime Stories. Your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, with the first of two in a row from Isaac Hayes. Y'all know I love me some Isaac Hayes, right? Woo! Come on up. Mm-mm. Professional scammers. I guess they thought they had me. Mm-mm. No, I got you. No more. No more. Woo! All right. Ooh, the move again. And some more woo 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 woo. Yep, they got me to the tune of $900. I was like, that's my rent. I was on the phone crying to the bank. Said, well, Mr. Greer, we will, look for a refund or return in 3 to 5 days. I'm like, okay. So I told my landlord I wouldn't be able to pay them until Saturday of last week. Well, it worked out. I was able to pay them on Wednesday. I hurried up and sent that money before any other charges came in. Yep, I wasn't playing. But anyway, it worked out. I was like, Lord, how am I going to piece together $860 out of DJing? Now, normally I can do it, but it's right after Christmas and everybody's spending money and then everybody ain't coming out. So it's time to look for another place to DJ. Shut up. Another place to DJ, I guess. Or just wait it out until the weather, gets better. And the weather's not bad now. I mean, when you look at it, this is January and there is no snow on the ground. Knock wood. Now, normally, it's ridiculous. I survived both the winters of 67 and 79. Yeah. Well, 67, I would have been a little bit too young to be in the snow anyway. For I was I turned 7 years old. Yeah. So I would have been too young to experience that. But 79, that was the year I graduated high school. So that year, it wasn't nothing nice. Nothing at all was nice about that weather. It was like a truck was just dumping snow on us. It was ridiculous. That much I remember. And then a few years ago, I want to say like 2010, 2011, something like that. That was a rough winter too. I remember walking to work. The streets were closed. You were going to Bradwell then? Yeah. The streets were closed. I mean, it was ridiculous because, I was still going to work, This is when I was working for Kennedy King. And I couldn't get out of my parking space in my white van. Couldn't get out. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to walk to work. So I'm mummified up, wrapped up real good, real tight, and I walked to work. Got to work, got in my office. My boss calls me. My boss at the time was Marv Dyson. Marv called me. He's like, why are you at work? The building's closed. I said, well, obviously it wasn't too close. They let me in. So that was it. I got in the building. I got on the radio, and that was it. And in the evening, I'd turn around and I'd walk back home. Back then, I didn't have a way to program the station remotely. So that was it. But man, if I could break through the firewall, I would have never left the house. Because the station would go off the air almost every night at 12 o'clock. And I'd have, music stacked and everything else. There was something about 12 o'clock hit. And it was like, you cut off. And I had to get in my van and drive back to the station, put the station back on the air, and then go back home because there was nobody there overnight. Nobody. So that was it. So these days, I'm sitting watching it on my laptop. I can see WVON. I can see my own station. I can see, whatever station that I'm working for. And that's it. Yep. Now I can program a station from the confines of my own home and my jammies, you know, or wherever I had a laptop or the tablet for that matter. Yep. Man, that was, I hope we never get snow like that again. Never. I mean, that was ridiculous. Totally. It was ridiculous. It was dangerous. It was scary all at once. All at once. I felt like we were being punished. You know, I'm like, all this snow. Why? What do we do? Lord, make it stop. When is summertime coming? Mm-mm. Come on, Ike. John Caldwell. Hey, girl. What you said, Birdman. Lifetime presents the movie Tax Season. Mm-mm. That's crazy. They're trying to say that it's tax season coming up, so cuddle up with the fat girl. That is so wrong. You should have been cuddling up with her in June. Okay. You waited too long to cuddle up. Way too long. Mm-mm. Come on, I. From the album U Turn, once again, the great Isaac Hayes right here on Bedtime Stories. I know you all say, man, you play a lot of Isaac Hayes on your show. One guy called me one night when I was still doing the B-Sides live on VLN. And this guy called me. He's like, you never played Temptations. I'm like, never played the Temptations. I'm like, sir, what station are you listening to? You know, as a rule, we were supposed to play Temptations and Miracles, James Brown and Aretha Franklin every night, according to Richard McGee. Every night. You had to play the Godfather of Soul. You had to play the Queen of Soul. You had to play the Empress of Soul. And those other guys, Smokey and the Miracles. Yeah, those guys. I was like, really? Really, Richard? And to that person that called me that night, I was like, sir, you must not listen to my show. Oh, I listen every night. I'm never hearing you play no Temptations, man. You must don't like the Temptations. I said, no, you must don't like the Temptations. You're listening to something totally different. Anyway, for that man who said I wasn't playing no with Temptations. Here's some Temptations for you, brother. I don't know if he listens to this show, but wherever he is, this is for you, bro. The first of two in a row from the Temps. This is My Love Is True. Whew. Sing Ron Tyson. Truly, truly, truly for you. You. Go nowhere. Y'all still with me? Holla at your boy. Truly, truly, truly for you. You. Take my love. Ken Wadlington. Take my love. Don't you hate when you tell people something and they don't believe you? All the time. All the time. You know, and to that, I usually tell them, I'm like, if you don't believe me, just Google it. Google it, Google it, Google it. Oh man, you don't know what you're talking about. Google it. If you think I'm lying or I made it up, Google it. Double check behind me. See, would you say I'm too old to be lying? I know that's right. Mm-mm. Yes, when I tell people I was in a Janet Jackson, Tony Braxton sandwich in 1994. Yeah, okay. I guess you want us to believe that. Okay. I think not. No one believes I'm in Texas babysitting for my nephew. I believe you. Tony wanted me to unbreak her heart while she was tossing my salad. Okay. All righty. Unbreak my heart. Say you love me again. Troy, you have too much time on your hands, sir. I've I've only been gone for 2 months. I know, right? But no one thinks you're gone. So you have nothing else to do. Okay. I know that's right. I can think well, anyway, never mind. I can think of a couple of things you could do if you want to stay busy. I'm just saying. It's warm here. It's peaceful. Warm and peaceful, yes. I remember that album by Tina Marie. No, that was Wild and Peaceful. I'm sorry. Warm and peaceful. Well, you stay down there. Because this weather up here is bipolar. Mother Nature is having a conniption, you know? I mean, these 30 and 40-degree days. I'm like, okay, hope it stays like this until April. hmm 70 degrees. I ain't mad at you. I wouldn't come back either. I am not mad at you. I know, right? That's the same thing your son said. I know, right? Mm-hmm. on that note, thank you so much for staying with me. Thank you so much for staying up with me and for putting up with my hoarseness. We do it again real soon, right here on Bedtime Stories. To Lori, to Ken Watlington, John Caldwell, DJ Carl Dobbins, Victor Jackson, Latanya Lynn Garrett, to Miss Hawkins, to the sister Teresa, of course, and just everybody. And you too, Troy, even though you're SHIT started. Till next time, blue skies, green lights, and peace. Good night, Lori. All right. Good night, everybody. I'm going to try to get some sleep tonight. I'm going to try to get some sleep tonight. And hopefully I won't have to sleep on my knees. It's not such a bad thing. It's just, in the middle of the night and I got to get up and go to the bathroom and my legs are asleep. Yeah. I had to drag myself to the bathroom. Anyway, good night, everybody. Thank you so much once again. Happy New Year.